Right, hi, I'm Mark Shearer, one of the co-founders of Project Dirt, and today is the 6th of September, and we're here in the Tesla showroom in Knightsbridge, and I'm here with Don, who's the UK Sales and Marketing Director.
Right.
Got it right, brilliant. Jack, Henry and I have just taken one of these cars out for a test drive, and we've giggled like schoolgirls for the last kind of 10 minutes. They're absolutely awesome. So we've grabbed Dom to have a quick word about them and to get a bit of an insight. So I thought I'd do a bit of a cheesy interview. So Dom, firstly, Tesla, amazing.
Thank
I
you.
want one, can't afford one, I don't think. But could you just tell us a bit of a background about the company, what you're looking to achieve with the cars? And
Sure. I mean, first and most important thing about Tesla is that it's parked next to you. It's a real product in the real world with real people, and that's the main thing we set up to do, to actually introduce something that was feasible and realistic to consumers, and also, you know, practical and sexy and fun and all the good things,
Absolutely.
rather than some mystic creation that we don't see for another 20 years.
Yeah.
At the same time, we've sort of redefined the industry in a way and made them look at themselves anew and at what they're doing, and certainly inspired several of the big automotive manufacturers in the world to follow our lead.
Yeah, because that's one of the big things I noticed. You kind of, all the previous electric cars all look like kind of lunar landing modules. And it was like, why can't someone give us a really sexy, good-looking electric car?
Yeah.
And I think you guys have done wonders there. I think it's great. You're kind of trailblazing. About the car, I mean, I know it's 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds.
That's correct, yes.
So it leaves a Ferrari standing at the lights.
Yeah.
We couldn't find a Ferrari to race out there.
You
but,
usually find a few around here.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But and in terms of, obviously it's driven by battery.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a bit of a rundown on the range and how you charge them and so on?
Sure. Well, I mean, again, the important thing about the Roadster is that it has a realistic, usable range.
Yeah.
211 miles on a full
Fantastic.
charge. Importantly too, that full charge in the UK will cost you about £3.60.
Yeah.
If you put £3.60 in that Ferrari, you probably wouldn't make it out of the showroom. So that's great, and that's an easily visible way to make, you know, personal transportation more sustainable.
Yeah.
Because you can see an easy cost representation there. The car is run off lithium-ion batteries.
Yeah.
6,831 of them in the battery pack, and we use a small cell architecture. That cell architecture is very, very well proven, and the battery pack is very, very safe, which is very important. The battery itself should last for 7 to 10 years.
Brilliant.
So it lasts for a long time, and then at the point of replacement, it'll be recycled, and you'll buy another pack at that point.
So one of the other things I hear is that a lot of people, they have solar panel. A lot of your customers abroad, they have solar panels and use those to charge the car.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's cheaper. It's electric. Do you have any kind of any figures on grams per kilometre or mile in comparison?
So in the UK, we have a fairly dirty grid compared to some of the people in Europe who have a cleaner grid. But even in the UK, if you take the average grams per kilowatt of electricity created, our car, and you have to remember it's a sports car, high performance car, it's still about 60 grams per kilometre. So it's a lot lower than even a Prius or a very, very clean diesel car.
Fantastic, okay. And because we're doing a series of fact-finding videos, which is why we're here, and one of the things that we've always said is that green needs to be not only about progression, but also needs to be better and cheaper than the norm. And what's really quite interesting, what you've done here, is you've created these beautiful cars, which go like a bat out of hell. I mean, literally. Sure. And they're in the same kind of price range as their competitors. Yeah. Which is great. So, but the running costs are much lower.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously very important, and it'll become more and more important over the next 5 to 10 years. One thing for sure is petrol isn't going to get cheaper. In fact, everyone predicts it's going to get a lot more expensive. And if we don't start doing stuff now, if we don't start producing cars like the Roadster now, in 5 to 10 years' time, when you realise you can't afford to run your car anymore, there won't be an alternative. Yeah. You don't evolve by waiting for perfection, you evolve by doing things, and that's what we're all about.
Fantastic. And just very lastly, in terms of the car, I mean, I know you have, there's been a lot of uptake in the States. You've got some great celebrities who have bought them. How's it going here in the UK? You've just had the right-hand drive come in. It's going well?
We started the right-hand drive at the beginning of this year, and yes, it's going fantastically. You know, it's being accepted, you know, by early adopters, but that's half the point of Tesla, to start with the key opinion formers, the Hollywood A-listers or whatever, and then that sort of goes down to the general population, and it becomes acceptable that way, rather than preaching to people, which is then we don't look to do.
Yeah, no, it's because I was speaking to Rachel, your colleague, earlier, and that whole concept of not having to fill up, of just going back to the garage or your own garage, plugging it in, and then you've got 200 miles in the tank.
Start every day with a full tank of energy, which is really, really good.
And 1 pence a mile.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That is cool. And also, you know, if you drive this car around London, you see people are overjoyed to see it. You know, they're really excited by it. It's like, oh my God, that's the electric car. That's really, really cool. You know, if you drive a Ferrari around London, people generally say other things to you, and it's not quite as flattering.
No, it stands for a lot, and that's what's lovely about the car. And you can see people looking at it and pointing. And what's lovely is that whirring sound as you accelerate. It's great.
It's the car that you thought you'd be driving at this point when you were younger. It's the car I grew up thinking I'd be driving by this point.
Yeah, no,
and
absolutely.
I remember the first time I started really driving an electric car regularly, it was like, yes, this is what I thought I'd be driving now. This is right. This is the way it should be. We shouldn't be doing the same thing we've been doing for 100 years.
Yeah. Well, to drive it was absolutely beautiful, and it feels like a car as well, which I think is important.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.
I'm absolutely sold. I wish, as I say, in the words of Little Britain, I want that one.
Excellent.
But no, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And we'll keep in touch with you guys over the years, hopefully.
Fantastic.